Good morning. So it's Monday now after the big old crashes, and I just wanted to follow up on some of the stuff that I talked about on my last video, because some people were asking me, they're like, how are you for the economy, but you're also for crash? Well, again, it's about how much debt there is in the system, and I believe that there's a lot of debt that has to be destroyed. And I've also been posting a lot of stuff about how the banks are going to start subprime lending again, because lending is, or borrowing, I should say, is drying up. So they need new borrowers to come into the marketplace. So who else but the people who don't know how to manage their finances? So they're going to extend subprime debt to them again, because they're subprime borrowers. And that way they can start making more interest payments again. So this is part of the liquidity crisis and the liquidity trap. Now, something interesting I also said is that I went into oil. So after I unwound my short positions and took my profits, I rolled some of those funds into oil because I felt like oil was going to crash, and it did. And so I felt like, hey, now it's time to put some money in there because the price came down. And I think that what's going on in the Middle East, where a good majority of oil is happening and controlled and produced, is going to go up in price because of Middle East being so unstable. And look at what's going on right now. They had that murder of that journalist in Saudi Arabia, and they're trying to figure out who did it. And Donald Trump threatened Saudi Arabia that if they were involved, that there would be serious repercussions to it. Turkey wanted to show that they're on the good side of it, so they returned the pastor over the weekend. And now Saudi Arabia is expected to use oil as a little bit of a warning to the U.S. But here's the thing. Donald Trump already announced to Saudi Arabia that we are energy independent. Energy independent because he lifted a lot of the regulations. You can go back and look and see what he's done. He's lifted a lot of regulations on business. He's cut a lot of corporate taxes and given tax incentives for businesses to return to this country, and so they have. You have all the oil rigs have returned to this country that were initially going to leave, and now there are tariffs on other countries where it's going to make it expensive to import oil back into the United States. So oil companies would not want to go overseas to produce because the United States would not buy the oil that would be imported from those countries because it would be too expensive anyway due to the tariffs. So everything Trump has done is to suck all of that business back here, all that oil production back here to the United States. And now all they need is a higher oil price. So raising the oil price, if the Saudis were so stupid, if OPEC were so stupid to try to punish the U.S. by raising oil prices, they would actually be doing the U.S. a big favor, because now, as the price goes up, the cost for importing will go up also, since now it's already expensive to import. And the production profits for producing within the United States will be higher. So there's an incentive for us to get those rigs that came back producing now and making money. So anything that the Saudis try to do to raise oil prices as a retaliation for the murder that went on there, if the U.S. finds them guilty and decides to excuse me, decides to punish them, the Saudis are going to punish themselves. So it's a nice little trap that was set for them. And it's a great opportunity for the U.S. So I think this could be quite a good thing for our markets, because if the oil prices, usually when oil prices go up, everything in our economy, I always say everything, but a good majority of the things that we use are related to petroleum products. They're related to oil. And so when oil prices go up, there's usually some kind of an economic shock. But at this point, if we're producing oil, you're going to have a boom in the energy markets. And energy companies, I do consider that energy companies sort of an enemy because of the way they've been doing things in the past. But at this point, if they're producing in the United States, they are our allies. and this could improve the economy greatly. So this is why I'm positive on the economy, because energy is everything. You don't have energy, you don't have an economy, because everything runs on energy. No matter where you work, you're on a computer, that runs on energy. You got refrigerators, that runs on energy. TVs, those run on energy. You know, everything. Your cell phone runs on energy. Your car runs on energy. Everything runs on energy. Without energy, your economy dies. So that's the main thing that will drive our economy. And meanwhile, oil companies aren't the only ones who benefit from less regulation and lower taxes. Other companies will benefit as well. We just saw Sears declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which has been a long time coming, because in the past, all these businesses have been just running on credit and mismanaging their businesses. It's such a shame that you have all these strong, over 100-year-old businesses that are just going bankrupt, like Bear Stearns, you know, things like that. In 2008, we lost a lot of companies, and now we're going to lose a lot of companies again because the economy has been on shaky footing for such a long time due to the credit, because of the low interest rates that the Federal Reserve has set and the oppressive lending standards of the banks. I have a little bit of allergy because we have Santa Ana winds today, and it's blowing all the pollen around, and I have, you know, usually I'm okay with pollen, but when it's blowing through the air, wow. But anyway, so this is the way I see the economy rolling. And this is why I'm negative on the economy short term, but I'm very excited about what's to come long term, because all that infrastructure is just waiting for the right situation. So if our economy has to correct more and debt has to be expelled, great. If we never get that big crash, great also. I also want to remind everyone from the Christian perspective that this is the season for the devil to come in, because a lot of holy things are celebrated during this season. Thanksgiving is a very holy season. People don't realize that, but it's a time for people to come together and be thankful for what they have. And one of the main things Jesus taught us in prayer is to first give thanks. Look up to heaven and give thanks to the Father. So Thanksgiving is a holy season. A lot of people don't realize that. And the Pilgrims were Christians. Yes, they were Protestant, but they were Christian Protestants. So Thanksgiving is a Christian holiday, even though it includes Native Americans who were pagan. But the unity, the communion and community that occurred between them during that sharing period of their time together is what we hope for in the world, and we hope for between everybody. And so that's a good thing to attack. Thanksgiving. We're still in the October season, so we're going to still have Halloween first, which was based on a pagan holiday. So, you know, they may be okay with you spending money during October. We already had a little bit of a crash last week, so that's just a sense of what's to come. They want everyone to be happy again, so they want you to feel good during Halloween, so you get all the stuff that gives you diabetes, and you get put on costumes of pagan things and market that and feel good about going around and being somebody you're not, allowing different spirits to enter your body so that you can act and behave differently. That's the only danger about Halloween. I mean, I enjoy Halloween as, you know, just a fun time to be something you're not. But you also have to keep in mind how the Satanists view it and how the evil people view it. And so keep that in mind when you're doing things during Halloween. And then Christmas season, we celebrate the birth of our Savior. And everyone celebrates love and thankfulness and giving gifts to each other. So what better time to take people's money there too? So the best way to take people's money is to crash their portfolios and to raise the costs for them of all the things that they use. So like I said, if you position yourself in a way that protects you, then you can benefit from those things that the bad people do, and you will sleep well at night. There will be a transfer of wealth from what's coming. So when the money comes to you, you can use it for holy and good purposes. And you can not be made or turned negative by what the evil people are doing. So like I said, I sleep well at night when I short the markets, because I know if we're going to inflation, that means money's going to go in the system. They're going to pump the economy. I will always have a job. So even if I lose money on my shorts, I will make money at my job. But if we go into a depression, all the businesses will go bankrupt. All jobs will go out the window because there are no businesses to offer jobs. This is something the communists don't seem to understand. So when they say they're anti-capitalist and they're against business, the dummies don't realize they're destroying their own jobs. But during a depression, the jobs go out of business, and along with the businesses that go out of business. And so you make no money. And if I have my short positions there, at least I'm making money by the wealth of all those businesses being put out of business, transferred over to me on the short side. And so by understanding these things, if you think like the dark people, like the dark, evil people, dark-minded, I'm not talking skin color. I'm talking about the evil people out there that are dark spirits that are coming in and they're running markets and controlling things and stealing from people. If you think like them, you will have the wealth transferred to you as well. This is something that the scriptures talks about, that the children of the light do not manage their finances as well as the children from the dark. The children from the dark sides are taught well by their parents. But the children from the light are not taught well from their parents. Their parents are too good. So they don't see it as a means of a good thing to make money off of other people. But scriptures tells us we need to manage our finances in a similar way, because we need those resources to fight the evil side. So it's not the resource that's evil. It's the intent and the use of it. All right. I got to go back to work because I'm on my break. And almost over. And I got people calling on the radio. So, but that's my view of the markets and the economy. And that's why, again, like I said, I'm making money, but I'm still working. Because I make money in multiple ways. I work and I also invest that money so that while I'm working, my money is working. And that's something that I like to get across to everybody. You need to do the same thing. This is not investment advice. It's just letting you know what I'm doing and trying to get people to think about what they're doing. If you're suffering, maybe you need to change your plan a little bit. Change your game plan and mind your timing. My timing has been flawless so far. And I'm knocking on wood, you know, just to say that it won't get all messed up. But you know, keeping my fingers crossed, all those things, to make sure that I'm not, and trying to stay humble to make sure that I'm not going to make a misstep. But I just want to let you guys know what I'm doing. If you decide to follow again, that's on you. You make money, great, I'm happy for you. You lose money, you have no claim against me. You decided to do it. You're an adult. You take responsibility for yourself and stop blaming other people. Don't be a leftist, a crybaby, pointing the finger at other people when you make the stupid decisions. So, all right, love you guys. God bless. Take care. More videos to come. I may not be ending my video stuff right now. So, keep your eye out. If you like this video, subscribe, please. Share it. And look forward to speaking with you again. Take care.